Welcome to Comtrack, where you'll never have to watch a movie alone again. I'm your host, Tim Leifheit, and joining me as always, Sean. What's up?
Oh, another week. Happy to be here. Let's do this.
Oh, right on. And as always, if you guys don't want to just get right to the movie, there's the movie start button is in the description as always below. But that said, let's talk about Twister, which is an amazing, amazing movie of the 90s. Isn't it kind of cool, like back in the 90s, you could spend $100 million on a movie that's not based on anything, not, doesn't start like an entire universe or anything, and just be its own thing and just let it fly.
I mean,
those are the days.
It was interesting times, to be sure.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, and it's crazy how this movie was like right before Titanic, which ironically we did earlier this month, which was really fun. Yeah, this is like right before. I think Bill Paxton finished his stuff from Titanic and then went immediately onto this movie, because I think it was actually John DeBont, the director of this one. He was like, I think he was like looking for Tom Hanks or someone else to play the lead role, and then James Cameron's like, "Oh, take Bill Paxton. He's cool. He is the extreme." But yeah. So, did you see this movie in theaters at all, or did you like catch it on VHS like most of us?
For sure.
Oh, right on.
I'm a lot older than you.
Well, I kind of think I just didn't want to peg you for like too old or anything, but do tell us about that first show.
Well,
what was that?
I was 14 when this came out, and I mean, it was fantastic. It was just this intense little movie that had I mean, yes, obviously we were just like, well, that's completely unbelievable for some of the stuff, because of
yeah,
course
right.
it is. Like, that's what you get with a movie like this. But it's I don't know. I think it's a fun little movie, and I also think that it got a lot of people interested in things like storm chasing and meteorology.
Oh, yeah.
And things like that. And I'm always kind of in favor of movies that are entertaining and fun, even if they're not entirely realistic, but that expand people's interest and can maybe inspire children or young adults into career fields they may not have previously thought about. And so I always like when cinema does that kind of stuff. And again, like, what a great cast.
I know, right? It's actually to the point where I'm like, man, I wish this movie was about like the weird, quirky characters and not just the romance between Paxton and Helen Hunt.
Right. But I mean,
yeah, but
I mean, think about that. Helen Hunt, Bill Paxton, Cary Elwes, Philip Seymour Hoffman. I'm just like,
oh yeah,
this movie was stacked with people who were like, I mean, at the time, this was Helen Hunt at the height of her popularity. Paxton was a very established name at this point. Hoffman was on the come up. Cary Elwes has always been this weird, like, I'm awesome, but I can't get good roles.
Yeah, wasn't this literally the year before Helen Hunt won for As Good as It Gets?
If not the year before, it was
I
definitely within a couple of years. Because I don't know I can't remember if As Good as It Gets was 97 or 98.
No, it was actually, because As Good as It Gets was 97.
Okay, yeah.
And it's kind of a big, it's kind of a big deal that she won for Best Actress in 97, because that was the year Titanic just swept the Oscars. So it's like, oh, it's 97. What didn't win that? What award that did Titanic not take home? So, but yeah, so like this was 96. So 97, yeah, this is like the year before she won a friggin' Oscar. Which, how cool is that? That must have been an amazing boost of sales, like later on in like VHS and home release. Now featuring Academy Award winner Helen Hunt. That because that's how I first saw this movie. I saw it on VHS when I was a kid, because I was born in '93. So doubt my parents would ever have taken me to this movie as a kid, but Yeah, I still have like a lot of fond memories watching this on the VHS tape when I was a kid, and I think actually I think I remember my dad was in one of the tornadoes that supposedly inspired the movie. I think like it was he was in there was a major plane crash that went down from a tornado up in upper Michigan or upper Illinois. I forget exactly where. But yeah, he actually experienced a lot of heavy turbulence, but he was just outside the zone where a plane went down. So that's it's kind of nuts. And I think that was one of the things that they're like, oh, either that or that's just stupid dad shit that you tell your kids to fuck with them.
Right. Well, I mean,
which I would not be surprised.
but tornadoes are something that are almost. I mean, they're not universally experienced, but many people have experienced them, and so it's obviously a topic right for discussion. I mean, I had to hide in a house when a tornado passed less than a quarter mile from me, and like literally, on the way to that house, the intersection I passed not 5 minutes before I pulled up and we were ushered into the basement because we were told the tornado was coming. I mean, even that, less than a quarter mile away, you could hear, the roar of the wind and the sound of that. And somebody lost their life at that intersection I had passed 5 minutes before.
Holy shit, man.
So, I mean, that happened much later in my life, far after this movie, but like the reality of the nature of a tornado and the awe people have of it's like, well, yes, you should have that.
For real, dude. Because is that the only tornado story? Because I was fairly close to one on a vacation in Texas on a lake. I could have sworn like our entire camper was like ready to buckle or fall over or something. But I do, although I do remember that this movie got me so interested in tornadoes to the point where, I chose tornadoes as my middle school science experiment, which turned out horribly. I didn't get a good grade. I was a terrible student, especially in science back then. All that shit just went right over my head. Love science fiction, just did not get science. I was kind of an idiot as a kid. But yeah, dude, and apparently this movie even spawned a fucking ride at Universal Studios.
Why not?
Yeah, well, I mean, I just really wish that it was still around because apparently it's no longer there. I think they decommissioned it literally only about 5 years ago. But it was called Twister, Ride It Out, which I'm like, oh, man, that sounds like a whole lot of fun. Because I remember seeing, especially with the VHS, because, they have adverts on it all the time. But they had an advert on it on the tape at Universal Studios. And I've been in Universal Studios a couple of times. Like, I'd seen the Waterworld show. I've seen the Terminator 2 Battle for 3D Through Time or whatever that was. Like, I've been on the Jurassic Park ride twice. But never got to the Twister Ride It Out one, or the Men in Black one. 'Cause I was way into Men in Black as a kid, but never got into that. So I kind of want to know if it really kind of sucked or was actually kind of cool.
I can't say because, interestingly, I mean, growing up out in San Diego, we would go to Disneyland, but then I moved out here when I was 11, and we had Cedar Point nearby, so that's where we went. So my family, just because of how old we were by the time we moved here and where we had grown up, I've never done the Florida thing.
Oh, man, really? So you never been to Disney World, never been to Universal Studios?
Nope.
Okay, right on.
I've been to land out in California, and I've been to Cedar Point, and I've been to a lot of amusement parks across like the Midwest and the Northeast and such. But down to like Virginia. But no, never gone and done the Florida amusement park shtick.
Well, shit. Next time I go on out there, because Lord knows I'm probably gonna have to gather a bunch of friends just to like pool our money and anything. Well, we'll be sure to take you along because my fiance wants to trip balls at Harry Potter World, and I want to get baked on the Millennium Falcon.
I have a friend who actually has a Disney timeshare now, and basically it's kind of like I have a pseudo open invitation. So sometime when I'm back from my travels, I hope to take her up on that.
Oh, hell yes. I mean, I got a buddy of mine who used to work Disney, so he might be able to score us an even bigger discount, too. Like, we could probably,
She
could.
bought hers. Like, she spent a year saving up and bought a full-on timeshare she has access to for 2 weeks a year.
Oh, shit.
And she worked at Disney at the time, and as well as another job, saving money to buy this damn timeshare. Like,
are we gonna? Okay, so we should make a pact. We need to go on a fucked up, crazy week tour of Universal and Disney World, and go nuts.
I've got a better idea.
What's that?
Actually, oh shoot, I don't know if this is at Disney World. Never mind. We'll get into it some other time. My whole thing is like, we should break into those exclusive places they don't let the plebs into. Like, that's my take. Maybe, like, we should go into this like a heist movie. Like, we're getting in there. I don't care how.
Oh, now you're just pitching me the movie Escape from Tomorrow, which is an amazing movie. Hopefully one of these days we'll do a contract episode on that because it's fucking weird. Oh, you've never heard of it, Sean? Nope. Dude, for real? Okay, it's real quick before we get started on the movie because I know we're like really going sidetracked here.
Like
but yes, it's true. But no, Escape from Tomorrow is about a group of filmmakers that made a surreal David Lynchian movie inside Disney World without the park's permission. It's in black and white, and it's about this weird dad's odyssey.
That's fantastic.
Where they like shit gets weird. There are like fully naked Disney princesses on the premises. Like they did it all in green screen and shit and whatnot,
right.
But it's like you still look at like the shit that they did and you're like, how? I highly recommend. So anyway, back to the movie Twister. How about we get this bad boy rolling. So I guess folks at home, like, I forget where it's streaming. I think it might be on Netflix.
It's not.
Actually, oh, it's not? Is it on HBO Max or somewhere?
No, I'm I shouldn't say this on recording, but I'm actually using a pirate stream site for this since I couldn't download a quality copy prior to our show.
Oh, man. Well, actually it is on Netflix, I think. Huh? Maybe actually, you can catch it on Peacock wherever you've got it, even if you have the fucking VHS, like some
however
weirdo.
You can watch it. It.
Yes, because we are about to start this bad boy in 3, 2, 1, click, and right away we got. I love what they do with the opening logos here with Universal. They have the logo come out of the misty haze of a storm. Because I remember watching, like, I think, as a small child, especially because, like, when you're really sensitive to storms and whatnot, we're like, yeah, my mom and I would be like, oh, we should watch Twister. We should watch Twister while it's storming out. And me as a kid, like, no, it's too scary.
I will say, moments like that, one of the weirdest, funniest moments, I was watching when I was maybe like 12 or 13. I was watching Hocus Pocus with the family. And right where they're having the whole scene where the house is shaking and the witches are coming back, our power cut.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man, that's fucking crazy. Dude. But yeah, love... Okay, so can we acknowledge just what a bitch and a half it must have been to wait for the weather to look good enough for these shots?
Well, 95 days of filming, I think that says it.
Yeah, for real, dude. This movie went way over budget. Because, you're thinking, oh, they dropped, like, almost $100 million for this movie. But, which is really strange because they spent twice as much for Titanic on 20th Century Fox and and for Paramount too. And already we got our little cold opening with 1969. Nice. Where Joe's dad is getting a tornado warning. And we had, because it's really funny how this was all Spielberg's idea, where, like, she has to have a reason for hating tornadoes. Like, we got to give her the USS Indianapolis equivalent for a kid.
Speaking of
which is so, but
speaking of Spielberg, one of the things I love is that Paxton did not end up meeting Spielberg till like a year and a half after the movie had like been done filming. And Spielberg apparently just went up to him and was like, "Hey, thanks for making me a lot of money."
No, well, it's weird that he would say that because, dude, Spielberg was making bank in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see all the shit that I mean, even today, even into like the 2000s and whatnot,
well, I mean,
amount of shit that he was executive
when you look at his producer credits
nuts.
on top of his directing credits, yeah, I mean, the man is prolific.
Yeah. I'm so glad that we grew up in a basement in my house because I grew up in like the Illinois area, so we still kind of got susceptible to tornadoes being in the Midwest. I'm just glad we didn't have like an underground shelter that we had to go outside to get into, and we could just go downstairs into the basement and just feel a little kind of semi-safe. Because this shit's terrifying. I still remember watching. I mean, even watching now as a kid, like as an adult, I'm like, this shit's scary. But I also really love the sound design because, you be like, wind sound effects. How much can you really do with this? Oh, no, Toto! Toto, not the dog! Oh, I love the lightning effect out there. That was really cool. Oh, yeah, by the way, you recognize the little girl? No?
I need to look at her better.
Okay. Hang on. Wait for it.
Why would those doors not, like, they need some kind of heavy lock. Like, come on.
Well, again, it's all a matter of, it's like, how do we get this to right? And also, like, as, I get that he needs to hold it down and whatnot, but why doesn't he just, like, corner himself into the corner?
Right?
Do you need to hold that door? Must you hold the door? Yeah, okay, so yeah, do you recognize the little girl at all?
I do not.
That is Alexa Vega, the sister in Spy Kids.
Ah, well, that is why I never watched the Spy Kid movies.
Oh, okay, Spy Kids were kind of my jam.
My only knowledge
fuck!
of her... Ooh, there he goes.
Don't go... Man, seriously, like... He wasn't, he kind of does, I don't want to be mean or anything, but he kind of deserved to go out like that if he chose to, thought he could hold the door. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, look at the trailer. It's in the fucking tree.
The tractor. But yeah, like,
yeah, dude.
Why would you not just hide in the corner? You make such a valid point. Like, just get in the far corner. It's underground. You're fine.
Look at that CGI.
My
God, this movie doesn't look dated. That is fucking Google Earth now. Oh, and speaking of Google Earth, boom, right there, there it is, man. Like early weather service, or the NSSL as it's called here. I love how they actually had to underline the names there just to be like, oh yeah, there's totally an acronym for this. We just need to spell it out for you dumb audiences. And it's weird how this, like, almost all of this never really comes back. I think it comes, the scenes in the lab come back maybe once later, but that's it. This helicopter shot is fucking cool. Like, this honestly feels like he's actively trying to pay a little tribute to the opening shot of The Shining, with that precision level of helicopter shoot. Even have the airplane go by to spice it up a little bit.
Right, and like that level of coordination for this is really slick.
I mean, even to the point where if you look real closely, you can actually kind of see that they actually nailed the lip sync with the actors. Which are like, holy shit, how did they do that? Because usually you would just want to dub it over so, you don't have to dub or worry about lip sync or anything like that. But holy shit, they managed to do it. You know, as a kid, I'm like, oh, that's a really pretty shot. Now, as a filmmaker who understands how the sausage is made, holy shit, these helicopter shots are on point, man. Of course, I feel like, again, I think that really was like a big little jab at Kubrick there, because, you know, The Shining is the movie that's playing at the drive-in theater.
Right.
I think even a couple of these characters, if you look at the credits, one of them is named Stanley and the other one is named Kubrick.
They actually have, the reason they have The Shining and Psycho playing at the theater is because this was a joint effort from Warner Brothers and Universal. They each wanted one of their iconic movies listed on the drive-in.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's a really good way to show it. And of course, we also had our first appearance of Helen Hunt, man, at her height. Man, she looks good. Seriously, it's crazy. Oh, and of course, the real legend of this movie, Philip Seymour Hoffman as Dusty. Oh, man. So, I think Honest Trailers pointed this joke out, but I can't unsee it now. This character is the character that Jack Black would base his entire career off of.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I haven't even seen Honest Trailers, but 100%.
I know, right? Oh my god, because when you look at it like, oh my god, it totally... Can you imagine if like a young Jack Black was playing this character?
Think about it, 10 years later, the guy, I don't even remember the character's name, but the guy with the backwards hat would be Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, it's true. The Extreme! I love his nickname. It's actually to the point, okay, so for a while, I did one storm chase in my life, which is actually kind of cool, because I had a friend of mine who was one of my editors in college who cut a movie for me, or a couple of movies, actually, and he actually got a certified license to be a storm chaser, and he's like, oh, you should bring me on as, like, your cameraman or whatnot. I never actually got the chance to do it, but I always wanted to, like, you know, jump in there and be like, dude, this would have been fucking cool. And since then, I've always kind of low-key called him the Extreme. Because he's the one dude who actually changes storms, which is fucking cool. But I love this, man. And also the suck zone. It's such a good speech. I think it's to the point where the filmmakers are like, man, we should make the tagline of the movie, "It sucks." But they're like, no, if this movie fails, do you know how hard we're going to make fun of us for that? Oh, shit. So, yeah, it's still me, but I'm sorry. This whole... Like, these are really both good actors and whatnot, and they're definitely giving their all here. But at the end of the day, I really don't give a shit about the romance or the melodrama between these two. I really wish it was more like Atlantis: The Lost Empire, where it was about the whole group, you know, and they all got their little character moments and whatnot. Because, you know, a couple of them they do, like Alan Ruck, his character, the rabbit. He gets a few good lines in there, but I want to know a lot more about these characters, because they get a few moments, but they don't really get a whole lot of time to really breathe, you know?
I love that. I'm not back. I'm not back.
I'm not. And then, of course, literally he'll be, like, through the whole thing. And it's also really funny, like, I'm a television meteorologist. You never see him on TV.
Right.
You know how what this movie should have started? Instead of starting in that, you know, the severe storm laboratory or whatnot, or the NSSL, or as it was put, they should have actually had Bill Paxton doing a weather report, and he steps off camera to get, you know, more reports as they're incoming for the next day, or the following week, or whatever. Like, why couldn't they have done that?
Honestly, based on the time, I think they probably wanted to not have any possible nobody putting in mind Groundhog Day in anyone's head.
Okay, maybe so. And already he's trying to get the divorce papers signed, and we also see there's a little bit of shit held back where she moves her ring over her engagement ring and shit like that. But yeah, again, they give it their all. It's just not as interesting in retrospect to me at this point. I'm really waiting for him to just cut away to back to Philip Seymour Hoffman talking about the suck zone. Oh shit! I actually do like the fact that the little like broad in joke that Bill Paxton's new wife or fiance there it is. Fuck yeah, the suck zone. But yeah, his fiance is a fucking sexual therapist, which you're like, man, that adds a whole new layer to their relationship. And I also, that because I know that both Steve Zillion and Joss Whedon were brought in to do some rewrites of the script and whatnot.
Yeah, and let me tell you, I mean, their salary was $100K a week, and man, how do I get a job like that?
I know, right? Well, honestly, I think it's because Joss Whedon was starting to become like the guy to do script doctor. Because actually, it was John DeBont's previous film, which is one of my favorite action movies of all time ever, Speed with Keanu Reeves. He actually was like one of the major script rewriters for that. He basically, I mean, even though that movie is credited as written by Graham Yost, Joss Whedon wrote like almost 90% of the dialogue.
Fair. Including
Pop Quiz Hot Shot. Fucking love that shit, man. Oh, we got to do Speed sometime. That's one of my favorite action movies of all time. And actually, I'm pretty sure it's because of Speed that John DeBont got to make this movie. Because they're like, well, we want to do something really a big thriller with lots of practical effects with a real sense of, intense, heightened action.
So this is actually...
and he seemed like the first bit. Yeah, Dorothy.
It's actually a tribute because what tornado chasers actually tried to put in the path of tornadoes to get taken up is called Toto.
That's right. Yeah. Because this is actually based on some early, actual weather science. Because they...
Yeah.
In like the early 90s, they were still trying to experiment and try to figure out to get temperature readings and all these other... data about tornadoes, and they used stuff where they just threw that shit into the debris field and got readings from it. And this is kind of loosely based off of it.
Yeah, something I really love is that there's a spotter network for spotting storms. And when Bill Paxton died, they choreographed 200 storm chasers to spell out his initials, BP, with their GPS beeps. And they've only done that honor for 5 people, and he was the only non-storm chaser to get it. And I'm like, that's really freaking cool.
I know, right, dude? It's so tragic that he died under surgery. So because he was only 60, 61.
Yeah, he was fairly young, and I honestly feel with the talent that he had with a lot of what he did, I feel that he would have been one of those kind of career resurgence late life actors delivering just the kind of performances that you think of now with Kane or like Plumber.
Yeah, man, because I could see him if there was ever a resurgence in the westerns.
Oh yeah,
I can totally see him as like a really great grizzled western actor, because he does have that kind of friendly everyman Southern charm to him. And of course, but he'll still always be remembered for Game Over, man! Game Over!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know what? I totally forgot. He was in a Western. He was in fucking Tombstone.
Yeah.
I forgot. Oh, man, I'm dumb.
You're the one, Wyatt.
I will never get tired of Philip Seymour Hoffman saying the suck zone. Can that be, dude? Someone make an ASMR of that. Just someone doing a Philip Seymour Hoffman fucking imitate an impression of Philip Seymour Hoffman just talking about the suck zone. Oh my god, that would be an amazing
here
ASMR.
It's just so perfect. Like, it makes you want to go with them. It's just it's spot on.
Well, yeah, dude, because this movie was like the real life, and even though like they all acknowledge that half the science is just absolute bogus bullshit,
Right.
this was the inspiration for a lot of real life storm chasers, man. Like this shit was their jam, you know. I guess it's kind of the equivalent of like a kid watching Space Jam and then wanting to be in the NBA. The 90s were such a wild time for inspiration, wasn't it? Oh, fuck. Looks like you're in on this. Don't you just love the fact that literally in just a couple of years, MapQuest is totally going to take this guy's job?
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing that I really remember about this movie. One of the lines that just always stuck out to me. You don't fold the maps. You see this? There's like a giant crease going Wichita. Roll the maps. Don't fold my maps. I remember on, like trips. Oh, here it is. Our villain. As you wish. Carrie Elwes. But yeah, on long road trips, we still had to rely on paper maps going on vacation as a kid. And, my dad would always be like, don't fold the maps. Corporate sponsors. See, once again, the villain of the movie is corporations. But it's funny. It's like he's not even the corporation. He found sponsors, And besides, he's like, dude, where the hell do you want to get really? Really, he's just trying to get money for science. Of course, it's really ironic because this movie basically, is sucking a lot of corporate cock to, get money for this movie too. Like, if you look at that Dodge Ram that they're in for the whole movie, this movie is kind of like a weird, 2-hour 90-minute commercial for the Dodge Ram here. I mean, look, they do a whole bunch of glory shots for it. I even remember, like, I think for some of the early promos for the movie, especially when it came out on VHS, that they had like Twister tie-in car ads for this. And I think I might have even seen them later in life. I don't know. I'll have to look them up on YouTube if they're there. Oh, hell. You stole my idea, you son of a bitch. They're only they're cubes instead of balls. Oh, shit. Kick his ass! Kick his ass! Kick his ass! Fight! 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 What a smug son of a bitch Carrie Elwes can be. My corporate sponsors will get this thing up in the air with no problem whatsoever. You slut. Such G-rated insults in
right?
here, though.
Like,
although apparently, when John DeBont was making this movie, he had the R rating in mind, but because like it just ballooned over, like $100 million and whatnot, the studio's like, I don't know if we're gonna, get as much money back if it's an R-rated movie. Let's open it up to more family friendly so we can get max amount of money.
I mean, they're not wrong.
But yeah, but now looking back on it, I'm like, dude, I would love to see the R-rated version of this shit. Like, dude, can you imagine all the you fucking cocksucking shit face, you corporate cocksucker! I'll get your fucking ass over here. Like, oh my god, that'd be freaking cool, man. And apparently, they even had like even gorier and more nasty injury shots and whatnot, and it was like way more intense. Because, I mean, you remember how, like, fucking intense Speed was. So, God, I can only imagine how much more intense the R-rated cut of this. Yeah, fuck the Snyder cunt. John DeBont released the R-rated Twister. Let's get that hashtag going, because why not? I mean, what? This is, because we're recording this in December, but you guys are probably listening a little bit later. But come May 2021, this movie will have turned, I believe, 25 years old. So, yeah, how about let's get John DeBont to release the R-rated cut for the 25th anniversary. Let's do it. Let's get the hashtag going. Oh, man, I really, again, like, these are not bad actors, and they're not terrible here, but man, the writing is just so boring with the melodrama. Honestly, I feel like that's a thing with Michael Crichton and his wife at the time. I wonder if they were working shit out with each other on this script, because I know they divorced like almost a year after this movie came out or whatnot. No, not. Oh no, wait, no, they still wound up getting divorced, but. Either way, I'm wondering if they were, like, working shit out between the two of them. And for being such a Michael Crichton movie, it's crazy how much you have to stretch your imagination for half of the stuff that goes on in the movie.
I mean, you do a little bit, but at the same time, it's a matter of how much do you know that you even have to stretch your imagination? Because I think this is an area that not a lot of people had a familiarity with, so they were just like, I'm going to blatantly accept a lot of this.
Yeah, in the 90s, like, because, this kind of science was relatively new. Now it's, totally different, where it's, like, totally commonplace, right. Especially, with the advent of global warming and more extreme storms like this.
Yeah.
That's a cool shot with the green. I know that because they had such a bitch and a half of a time trying to get the right skies and wait around for them, that they ultimately went to ILM for a lot of sky replacement.
Mm.
But either way, it's because even though you're doing a lot of sky replacement with CGI, which again still looks really good, it's still really hard to do when you want to do a lot of overcast stuff and it's constantly sunny out. Oh, this shit right here. Puts the drinks up on there and just totally forgets about them. Our corporate money can't pay for good instinct.
Right.
Yeah, and there go the drinks. Yeah, we've all had that moment. It's cool.
Oh, yeah. Hell, my dad did it with a cell phone.
Oops.
Right?
Oh, hell yes, bitches. Dustin Seymour Hoffman gets to rock the Deep Purple here. When I had this rundown rickety truck that looked like it could have been souped up for Mad Max, I always wanted to make external speakers like this, just so I could blare Deep Purple and classic hard rock like this. Just, hey, you guys! Woo! Oh, fuck yeah, man. Hoffman is just so infectious.
Oh, you can tell he's just having so much fun with this character.
And this guy is, like, into the classical music with Beethoven.
I mean, but that is the perpetual chase music forever.
Right? Right? And, of course, because this entire movie not only takes place in Oklahoma, but was almost exclusively shot in Oklahoma, we got to have, like, a little bit of the musical Oklahoma here, right here with where these guys get to swing a little bit, sing a little bit of it. But it's scenes like this where I'm like, I want to see more of these side characters. Like, I don't give a fuck about, I don't care that she married his penis. I don't give a shit. It's funny and weird, but yeah, sure, it's weird and whatnot, but I don't care about their, like, this weird love triangle. I want to know more about these side characters because they are infinitely more entertaining. No. Again, because their chemistry is good. They are both doing a very good job. It's just the script does not interest me. I want more from this. Because, although this scene is actually pretty good. Especially when, he gets so involved he starts going off-road. What kind of therapist? Come on, say it. I will give it that, though. It does add a new layer that he's about to marry a sexual therapist. Like, that just adds a whole new level to Helen's relationship. Her and Bill and Helen Hunt's relationship. This shit is so fucking funny. He would think he would feel that. Jesus Christ, you guys.
I like how calm she is as they're about to plow into farm equipment.
I mean, to be fair, she is a professional storm chaser, so I imagine that level of, like, Air Force pilot calm comes with the territory. And the others are just, I see, this is what I wish it was from the point of view. It's like their arguing is from the point of view of the supporting characters, where they're just, like, sitting back, eating popcorn, listening, and, like, oh man, how much you want to bet? Like, one of them is gonna, like, just pull over already.
I know.
Like, oh hell, we got our cyclone. Such good side characters. God. Hoo-ah! Tokyo Drift! Oh my god, can you just... That poor stunt driver who's driving with the camper topper in there,
right,
and trying to do a drift like that, like, Jesus. Oh, hell. Follow him. Our corporate sponsors can't keep up with their intellect, right? Because it's clearly inferior.
And I like how the corporate people, it's just black every vehicle.
Woo!
And I mean, look, it's really, I mean, we're what? Only, half hour into the movie, finally got a tornado.
Yeah.
It's not that slow of a build, which is good.
No, it's not. Yeah, the pacing is actually still really, really on point. And also that CGI, that's not bad for 96. That's right. Still not bad, actually.
I mean, he very clearly wanted to use as many practical effects for this film as possible. So CGI is done as minimally as needed.
Now that's a trailer moment right there. Tighten your seatbelt. Going off road because we're hardcore, motherfucker. Also, you idiot for driving into a ditch. There's only one way out, and that's forward. Oh shit! It's gaining on him. Now here comes the what I call the tornado porn shot, the big money shot. right here, where it just takes out the fucking barn. Don't you just love how pretty much, no matter what it was, if you wanted to portray something that was natural but also very threatening, you would just use lion sound effects. No shit. But yeah, but it's crazy how much mileage they get out of, sound design for wind. I bet this really is kind of a Tuesday for, just a normal Tuesday for your average store chaser. Okay, now here's where the movie's first major bullshit moment has, where they literally just hold on to a plank right next to a fucking tornado. And then this is just dumb. I know it's a character thing. I know it's a script thing because, she's got this weird fascination for tornadoes, but she's like, I want to see it. I'm like, dude, you are a meteorologist. Get the fuck down. Especially if the wind is strong enough to move the car, but not them. But it's okay because we're forgiving. Because honestly, movies like this have to answer yes to two very crucial questions: is it interesting at minimum? Or is it cool? If it answers yes to at least one of those, we're all willing to give it a pass. Because, yeah, they should have totally been sucked right up with that thing. If that thing could lift a car,
how are they all right?
They're also not even that muddy, all things considered. And they were next to a giant mud pile. They should be covered. But I do love that cut. Where it's like, where's my truck? Oh, there it is. That was insane. That was awesome. That was awesome. I love this character so much. Oh my god. Why wasn't he just the star of the movie? Because he steals the show. It's actually kind of annoying how much they shove him into the background of all the shots. Yeah, who can? Okay, yeah, you're comforted. Fine, fuck off. More, just give me more of Dustin Seymour Hoffman. Seriously. Oh shit. Just a little bit. that sounds honestly, those movie challenges where explain your favorite movie in the most boring way possible. That's the description for this movie. It was windy. I really want to know just how much he was just, basically just riffing and improving the whole time. Because I imagine a lot of this was just Philip Seymour Hoffman, probably high as a kite, riffing on set. He knows where this is going. And then just the way Bill Paxton does it, just holds that shit-eating grin the whole time. He's like, don't even think about it. No. And of course, cuts right to it. Okay, so this is where the score where I'm starting to get reminded of the movie Speed a little bit. I'm actually curious who did the music for this. Need to check
Yeah,
out.
I honestly don't know.
Oh yeah, Mark Mancia. He also did the score for Speed as well,
Mm.
which in my opinion is a grossly underappreciated movie score, because that shit alone is enough to like, holy shit, this is intense. I think Roger Ebert called them bruised forearm movies for good reason, because you're just constantly gripping the forearm of the person next to you in the theater.
Yeah, I do have to kind of agree with you though. I mean, like, they have all these wonderful little characters running around, and you kind of do really want more of them.
Yeah, for real, dude. Like, because in my opinion, one of the best character ensemble action adventure movies in the last couple of years has been the animated Atlantis: The Lost Empire. Because you're like, yeah, this movie's kind of by the numbers, but the characters are just so much fun. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, and I mean,
Like
that's a lot of it. Like, a mediocre movie can
man.
very much be saved by if it has interesting characters and good actors in those characters.
Oh yeah, charismatic actors can often make or break movies. Oh, dude, check it out! It's the Pepsi logo. Dude, Pepsi was. You're like, yeah, man. How did they? Like, oh wow, all those reshoots and all the ballooning production. How do you guys pay for that? Pepsi. This film brought to you by Pepsi. How? It's refreshing. Me as I gratuitously drink a Coke. But yeah, I mean, because in addition to like the Dodge, like the heavy product placement of the Dodge Ram, as we're seeing right now, along with Pepsi, like yeah, that does add up how they were able to cover all this shit. I'm evil. I'm evil. I don't have like actual. I'm not a real scientist. Oh, this shit's cool though. Oh, I do really love how Paxton manages to sell like his character's level of instincts here. He's the tornado whisperer, really, isn't he? Whoa! This is really cool, like stunt drive right here. We're just oh wait no, I'm thinking of a different one. But there's like a shot I know where he does literally like an entire 180.
I like the fact that, like, apparently they were close enough to follow, like, that quickly behind him, even though...
I know, right? Yeah, half the spatial continuity doesn't really make sense, but again, you don't really give a shit, because is it cool? The answer is yes. There's the Pepsi logo fucking again! Again with the Pepsi logo. Oh, shit. Yeah, see, it's like the closer shots of the tornado where it's like, eh. But you're like, you know what? It was 95, 96, so you're willing to kind of forgive that. But it is crazy how, like, because I think John DeBont was like, yeah, I kind of, because CGI is getting such a huge growth these days, especially in the wake of Jurassic Park and T2, that they're like, well, there's not going to be a whole lot of time left to do, like, big budget action, original big budget action thrillers relying heavily on practical effects.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, until like movies like The Force Awakens, where the demand was like so intense that there was no way that the studio couldn't do practical effects. And of course, with filmmakers like, Chris Nolan, who is really pushing the envelope of doing as much physically in camera as possible.
Oh, yeah.
And me just as like, a filmmaker in himself, like if I'm going to try to avoid CGI, if I can, I will, because in camera stuff just looks constantly better.
Yeah.
Because there's a weird untouchability of real photograph things that no matter how good your animation and how good your company is and how good the work feels, it's never really going to nail quite that level of unpredictability that real life photography captures.
Yeah.
And you can tell they should use a lot of, even though there is some CGI with like the funnels, because obviously they can't wait to
Right, for tornadoes.
photograph a real tornado. But for the amount of practical stuff that they do, it is kind of amazing, just how much that they do in camera. It's really cool to look at. Like all this must have been like a day where they just waited for it to start pissing rain for them to do a whole bunch of photography. I'm sorry, but these water tornadoes were probably one of the lesser effects. Because you look at that, you're like, eh. But we're okay because it's cool, and we get this wonderfully iconic moment to come here.
Yep.
I swear, I know I'm built. Oh shit! It's splitting in half. We got sisters, man. We got sisters. I wonder if that was a Shining reference of the Grady twins. I bet the animators were calling these the Grady tornadoes. Come play with us, Billy. Come play with us, Billy. Forever and ever and ever. Oh, cow!
Yep, but this was actually a redo.
Oh, wait, was
they
it?
They redid the CGI from Jumanji where they used the zebra and just, made it into a cow.
Well, it's black and white zebra, I guess. I guess you could morph it into a cow.
Yeah.
Save a little bit of money there. I think that's all. This movie's also the reason why anytime we pass up cows driving through the Midwest, we're just like, cow! Oh, shit. So these two tornadoes were able to pick up several cows, but not the car.
I think the implication is that they're playing off each other, so that's why the car's not going up, because it's two forces.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see. They were right in the middle of the they're right in the middle of a bisexual suck zone, which sounds so dirty and fun. Look how wet it's gotten. Oh, just that tornado just finished all over that car. And you can tell these two are way into it. And it's funny because she's the sexual therapist. Like, holy shit, that was dangerous. Oh, hon, I'm so sorry.
I love chasing tornadoes. Oh, you don't? Well, sorry, come along for the ride. Get on board, bitch.
This is the worst take your wife to work day ever. That was really traumatic. I'm gonna need therapy, and not the kind that I do. No. Okay, that was a Joss Whedon line. Yeah. Woohoo! Oh, dude, I totally forgot. That's Jeremy Davies.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
If you guys remember, if you remember him, he was God, what was his name? Corporal Upham from Private Ryan. I wonder if this movie, Spielberg was like, "Hey man, maybe we should cast him in this." Oh, this. I love this. Food. And of course, we cut straight to where we're going. Naturally, that's just the nature of movies. But yeah, that's another movie quote that I'll pull out a lot. Just like, what do you guys want to do? Food. Food. We require sustenance. Just shit like this. And of course, we have Aunt Meg.
This is one of my absolute favorite parts coming up. One of my favorite lines of the whole movie.
Oh wait, is it the slaughter your cows bit?
She slaughters her own cows. I love it. Love it.
Like, oh yeah, just like, man, this is really good steak. Where'd you get the meat? You see my cows out back? No. Oh. I love that shit. But yeah, Lois Smith, man. I remember seeing her also in Minority Report. as the weird lady who invented pre-crime. Because I know she's got a long career. Can you believe she's still alive right now? She's like 90. Oh yeah, steaks. Man, dude, I could go for some really good steak like that. Steak and eggs? Fuck, dude. Mashed potatoes? Fuck, now I'm hungry. Hey, this. I love that shit.
I love that. You slaughtered your egg. Nice.
Just. Oh, the gravy. Oh yeah, make that gravy volcano. I love how she's like just getting all this shit plopped in front of her. I wonder if she was like a vegetarian or something.
Probably.
Did we miss it? Because honestly, it's just how uncomfortable she looks. Oh, what do we got here? Oh shit. Boo! Fuck off to your corporate masters! Yeah, it's funny because all these scientists in the 90s who actually looked ahead to try to improve early warning systems, they just got fucked later, 10 years down the line when global warming really started to pick up. And now it's just like, oh yeah, maybe it'll snow in August. Maybe there'll be like one tornado. Maybe it'll be a mild one. I don't know. We won't know until it's like an hour ahead.
Imminent ruin.
I mean, for all
God, his dialogue is so good.
I know, right? Again, I feel like that's heavily Joss Whedon's part on this sort of thing, because he's obnoxiously good with the dialogue, especially with like the snappy quips and whatnot. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, because like global warming and all that shit's kind of fucked the planet and whatnot, I'm just like, yeah, it would not shock me if by the time we start recording this, we'll have like the first recorded tornado in the Midwest in January. You know? I wish this was like an actual scene in the movie that they're describing here, because this sounds amazing to see. It actually reminds me of that great King of the Hill episode where Hank gets naked from a tornado in Luann's old trailer park. Do you remember that episode?
Wait, which one?
The King of the Hill episode where Hank Hill gets naked from a giant tornado.
No, I don't.
Oh my god, it's so fucking funny because, like, Luann is getting evicted because her old trailer park is like turned over and they need to turn it back over. He has a big argument with Peggy about it, and they go out to the area where the trailer's been put back up. It's like Peggy and Luann, and he hears over the radio that there's going to be a tornado coming out, so he has to go out and rescue Peggy and tell her that he's like, I will not have the last thing that I said to Peggy be like, I fucking hate you or some shit. So he goes out there, and right as the storm hits, he's holding on to a phone pole, and all of his clothes start coming off. As he says, I'm sorry, I love you, Peggy. And he's left naked, and he's like, and it's like the eye of the storm, and he's like, is Luann still alive? I'm right here. And he's like, and he has an option of putting a cactus or covering himself with the flag of Texas to cover up to get to the shelter. and of course being a proud Texan, he takes the cactus and walks in there. And apparently there's this random old lady in there too, and he's like, "Oh, get in here, you jackass! No, I don't want that old lady looking? Oh, don't mind me. I've seen a barrel full of pickles in my time. Such a good episode, dude. But oh yeah, we also got to see that whole bit where they talked about the different levels of tornadoes and how the legendary F5 is the god of they're the thumb of God. Only slightly better than probably the only better use of the words God's thumb was of course in the movie Holes and the book. Oh shit! We got another one. It's crazy how many tornadoes these motherfuckers chase. I think this whole
that's
movie.
The whole premise of the movie is that it's the perfect like storm center for
season
creating tornadoes. Like that's why it's all happening right here. It's like the one time, oh gosh, all the weather's lining up for all the tornadoes, so we got to go.
Yeah,
that's the whole premise.
But it's crazy. Still, it's crazy how many tornadoes were ravaging. Because I think this whole movie, outside of the opening prologue in 1969, all of this takes place in like the span of 24, 36 hours.
Yeah,
which is nuts when you think about it. Like they chase so many tornadoes in this span of time. I love that. She's like, yeah, you better run. Because you know how Meg is just like so seasoned with these guys,
right?
And they know just exactly what the chase is like and how it's just go and
but
on.
It's also a kind of thing where it's like, I don't want you here, shoo.
Leave me alone so I can just hang out with my golden retriever dog
and my dead
many
cows.
Weird, and my dead cows and my very weird wind bell system. Oh, dude, these helicopter shots, seriously. And apparently, okay.
Wakita made a museum to this movie.
Yeah, I read about that. I'm like, dude, for real? Now I kind of want to visit it and go. Dude, this helicopter shot.
Except the downside is you have to go to Oklahoma.
That's very true. But, man, look at these helicopter shots, man. They are just nuts with how fast and kinetic they keep the energy going with these great action sequences. Oh, yeah. Man, dude, I need to get this score now because this shit is a lot better than I remember. This has been a while since I watched this movie. I don't know how long it's been for you.
It's been a hot minute, but, you remember the beats well enough, and...
Isn't that Van Halen that they're blasting right now?
I'm not familiar enough with Van Halen. It might be.
I'm pretty sure it is. But, man, just quick thing to say. God rest fucking Eddie Van Halen's soul, man. He's rocking up in rock and roll heaven right now.
I'm the weird one. 80s rock kind of missed me. I am very much about all the 90s rock music. I mean, I'm familiar with some of the 80s stuff, but the only 80s music that has my heart is some new wave stuff and 80s punk.
Right on. Yeah! Oh, man, I love the amount of testosterone. Just stupid testosterone that these guys do. Fucking awesome, man. Rabbit is good. Rabbit is wise.
Oh, man. And I mean, I feel so bad for Alan Ruck because he's not a bad actor, but he has just not had breaks in his later career. I mean, come on. A bit tiny, almost, not even a supporting role in The Dark Knight. What's happened, man? Poor dude.
Yeah, for real. It's kind of weird because this really was, Alan Ruck's kind of major career height in in the late 80s, early 90s. Because, first he had Ferris Bueller. Oh, shit! First you had Ferris Bueller, and then you had fucking Speed, and then you had this movie. It's never a boring ride with Alan Ruck, is it?
I love Hello.
Yeah, it's real considerate of you to pull out of a fucking corn maze and not even have the courtesy of signaling or stopping to look. Sorry, but if I'm looking at that as a traffic officer or whatever, it's kind of on them. They're just driving down a designated road on mine.
To be fair, it is kind of on them, but at the same time, other guy is being a dick and kind of how do I put this? He's invading their territory.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, it's all about the friendly competition, I tell you what. I also really do love the design, how, these guys, they're all like an eclectic caravan of all these different crazy, weird vehicles with their own personality and whatnot. Like, one of them even has like a tornado paint, like rock band painted on the side of it. And literally, Jonas's whole caravan is literally just a bunch of minivans, and that's it. Oh yeah, then that's the other joke in this movie. Anytime the wind's slow to, if the here's the thing, pop quiz hot shot. Tell me if I'm wrong, but if the winds go slower than 50 miles an hour, the dialogue between Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton is really boring. There's so many wonderful little speed connections with this movie. I'm actually curious, what did John DeBont do since that? Because I know he got his major break for being the director of photography of the first Die Hard movie, and that gave him the inspiration to do Speed, especially with the opening elevator sequence, and then he got this movie. But I'm trying to think what he's done after that. Let's see.
Well, he's done very little directing. He's only ever directed 5 movies. So it looks like a lot of what he's done has still been being the cinematographer.
Yeah. Oh, he hasn't worked in a while.
Yeah, he produced a little bit. Man, yeah, he's had a very off and on career. It looks like maybe he bowed out for a while.
I don't know. He did the Speed 2 movie, which is a weird movie, really weird. He also did the Cradle of the Lara Croft sequel.
So he greatly regretted deciding on this sequence because he didn't realize how much of a pain in the ass the hail sequence would actually end up being. So it was like a great idea that turned into a nightmare.
Yeah. I mean, having rain sequences is one thing. Doing hail is a whole nother thing entirely, especially for the safety of the actors. Because when you see hail raining down on Bill Paxton here, that shit's real.
Right.
And that's uncomfortable to shoot in. Like, even if that was... even if it was like fake stuff that just like disintegrated as soon as it hits you. But man, dude, that shit's intense as an actor to do. Especially like on your fingertips and whatnot. Like if it hits your finger, just like a really big chunk one. Like, God. Another Pepsi logo? Oh my God.
The Star Wars reference!
Yeah! It's not really fun until there's a Star Wars reference. Oh, geez, he's actually his finger's kind of bleeding there, too. Maybe he did get kind of hurt there. Holy shit, look at that debris. Yeah, man, that shit's fucking intense. God, can you imagine trying to shoot this shit?
Oof.
I mean, not just the logistics of it, but also protect all the... the camera and sound equipment and all the cast and whatnot. Oh, jeez, the giant umbrella. I want to know how many storm chasers have just based their entire identity around Dusty's character here. I wish we could see just how crazy she was. I really want to see it. Oh, Jesus. Shit. Well, you gotta love to be the PA who must have thrown that branch at Bill Paxton God knows how many times. I wonder if that was like a moment where John DeBont just went full Sam Raimi and just threw debris at Bill Paxton off camera just to fuck with him. Oh, shit. I think that's another... Hey, wait a minute. The tricycle. Ow.
Oh.
Ow. But yeah, they got hit with a tricycle. I wonder if that's another Stanley Kubrick Shining reference.
I wonder if they just actually hit a kid and kept it in the movie.
That would have been funny. Just a random kid just happened to slap onto the windshield. His head burst apart. Oh, shit. It's not really a blockbuster without some explosions. Because unfortunately, this was like right around the time when Michael Bay was starting to make a name for himself.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's actually kind of amazing that, you know, you would think on a movie like this, he would this feels like a movie he would have produced. You know? Because I know he had to make his name on The Rock and then later Bad Boys. But, so he wasn't quite there yet. But if you imagine if he would, like, made his name in the 80s. Oh, no. Crying over spilled sensors. But if he had made his name in the 80s and he could have been a producer, I feel like this is a kind of movie he would have produced.
I mean,
you know?
I could see that. I will say I will die on the hill that The Rock is a great movie.
Yeah, the cone of silence. Such a weird line. Yeah, I just really fucking hate Michael Bay because he made Pearl Harbor, and I will never forgive him for that. I was held hostage for 3 days in history class to watch that damn movie.
I actually went
3 days!
I went out of my way when I was younger to get a copy, while it was still in print, of the Criterion Collection edition of The Rock.
Oh, man.
Because, I'm sorry, that is Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage at their peaks.
Dude, for real. It's fucking dead, man. It's dead in the water. Oh, shit. Ooh. Yeah, the trike's still there, dude. What the hell is that thing hanging off the rear view mirror? Is that like a fucking golf? Oh. I don't even know what the hell that is.
Oh, that's part of an electrical line. It's part of one of the transport lines.
Oh, okay, right on.
The boxes up top.
Gotcha. But yeah, dude, I think that that tricycle's it has to be a Shining reference because they reference it several times in this movie. I've got to have an emotional moment for my hatred against tornadoes. I know that they're trying to go for like that, you know, USS Indianapolis kind of pathos, but my God, it just does not work. I mean, it kind of works here with the actors because, again, they're really charismatic. They really work with the material here, but holy shit, even on paper, it doesn't work. At least not for me. I don't know how you feel.
Right, I'm sorry. There's a storm raging. How loud is he being that the car can pick it up from that distance?
I know, and so crystal clear, right? Because this is me, like, right up against the microphone. This is me way back here. Can you hear me?
Right.
I don't know if you can hear me. Your dad never liked.
I'm loud, so you can always hear me, which is why I'm not super close to my mic, because then I'll kill everyone. But I'm a loud person.
But it won't bring your dad back. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's much better now, right here. Oh yeah. Oh, beauty sunset shot right there. Man, dude, these helicopter shots. Fucking beautiful, actually. Because now I'm really seeing like how John DeBont's camera finesse and his experience as a director of photography really come into play into this movie.
Oh yeah.
And again, this is the one time where we go back to the laboratory. This almost never comes back. And look, another fucking Pepsi. There's so many subliminal Pepsi logos, and I kind of love it. It's actually, you know what? Maybe we should turn that into a drinking game for everyone.
Oh God!
Is like every time there's a Pepsi.
And here it comes! Here it comes!
There it is! Oh yeah! You know, I remember this is actually the first time I was actually introduced to The Shining ever.
Oh.
Because I was like a kid. I was watching these on on VHS and whatnot in the basement, and I was like, "Oh, what is that movie?" And my mom explained, "Oh yeah, you don't want to see that movie. That's way too scary for you." And even nowadays, I'm like, "Oh shit, that is way too scary." I didn't see that movie until college, so. But yeah, look, there it is. Like, we got A Night of Horrors, The Shining, and Psycho.
Yep.
So those are the 2 movies that are supposed to be playing. It's kind of weird that they didn't actually show any footage of Psycho at all.
I don't know that there is a one moment iconic scene from Psycho that you can throw in this movie, keeping the rating tempered like there is that moment in The Shining.
Yeah, because it's literally just it's the shower scene.
Mm-hmm.
There's no capital
or the
T-H-E.
reveal. Either way, those are not fun moments to toss in here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you could get away with the the conversation between Norman Bates and wow, I'm blanking on her name. I'm terrible. I had whiskey. But what was it? What the hell was her name? That actress. Fucking Janet Leigh. Yeah, Janet Leigh's character. Maybe you could get away with the whole conversation where, she's talking to Norman Bates in the motel and like the imposing taxidermy is behind. I guess you could get away with that, but it's just not as interesting. It's not the shower scene. So I guess maybe it's in the R-rated version, Who knows? Release the R-rated version, John DeBont. Oh, and we got the divorce finalized with the signing. Of course, it really won't matter because we just, when you watch all these movies, especially like in the 90s when it was really commonplace for these melodramatic movies and whatnot, but you just fucking know they're going to get together in the end. Like, this divorce means nothing. It's just a way to kind of kill the time in between the beats because, like I said, as soon as the wind speed drops below 50 miles an hour, these scenes between them become really fucking boring. Because honestly, now is a really great time to go to the bathroom, kids. Like, if you're just like, whatever. It's yeah, exactly. Like, they're still kind of mad, but not really. They're probably gonna get together in the end. It's okay. She's having doubts. Blah blah blah. It's whatever. It's really obligatory and it's kind of boring. Did you actually hear they're supposed to thinking about remaking the movie?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe if they have the same level of practical effects as they did for this movie, and just fuck the melodrama and just give me more of the side characters, maybe that would be a really cool reboot, or just be a reboot that's or a remake that's inspired by but it's still just kind of its own thing. It takes certain elements from this. It's not really called Twister. And it does take a lot of things that we remember from this movie, but ultimately it's its own story about storm chasers.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. I'd fucking direct that. Universal, give me $100 million. I will fucking deliver.
It's like, I got this. Just give me a minute.
Oh, yeah, shit, dude. I'll fucking do it. Why not? Oh, shit. Did you hear about the urban myth of the
yes.
movie theater that there was a tornado during a screening of this movie at a drive-in?
Yeah. It's an urban myth, but a tornado did destroy a drive-in around the time, so it's understandable that the myth would start.
Yeah. And it's just a really fun little, it's a fun story, even if it isn't totally accurate. Who gives a shit? Actually, that would be my thing. If I ever if they remake this movie and I get to make it, in an ideal world, what would that be? But it'd be fucking cool to have this movie playing in the drive-in theater as it takes out. That'd be kind of fun. It'd be like a little, just like a little wink to the camera. Ha ha ha. Dude, for real, the sirens are going. Don't look at it. I swear, she is like a fucking fly to a buzz zapper, isn't she? Although I hear this, I love how the sirens are going off and everyone's going are going, and she has to tell these people to get underground. Now this is a cool shot.
Oh yeah, great
the way
shot.
the screen rips off, and how the projection is still going. Oh, that's fucking cool, man. And of course, what's scary? How can we make a tornado scarier coming at you out of the darkness? Let's throw Jack Nicholson's murderous face onto it. That's the only way I could think of to make this a tornado fucking scarier. Is it can't just emerge out of the dark, and it can't just be coming right at you. We gotta project Jack Nicholson's murderous face onto the face of this tornado. Oh shit, get everyone inside. Yeah, right here. Here's Johnny. Brace yourselves. Woo!
Oh, ooh.
Yeah, dude. Keep your heads down, because, man, that glass. Oh, man, the sound design is a lot better than I remember.
Yeah.
God, I miss the 90s.
The technical acumen of this movie is really quite extraordinary.
Especially with the amount of mileage that they get out of wind sound effects.
Yeah.
And all of this shit was practical. This was just, a set that they built, that they were going to have, a controlled demolition where they'd have the actors in safe positions. Oh, look, more Pepsi. And then they just blew shit through and added some CGI just to spice it up for really dangerous stunts like that. That was cool. Just like, holy shit. My head almost got taken out. Oh, how amazing would this movie have been if, like, it just decapitated him?
Oh.
And his head, like, he just held an expression of disbelief, and then his head just falled onto his lap. For, like, it just, like, it's like one of those stupid things that we'd see in, like, fucking Piranha 3D or something dumb like that.
There went the Winnebago.
Not the Winnebago! Whew. They're also really getting their money's worth with those sparks effects. So many sparks, you guys. Woo! Make it rain! Woo! Damn! Now I see why they did turn this into a ride at Universal.
Right.
And I'm really sad that I didn't get to do it because, man, that sounded like fun. Oh, shit. Check it out. It's Dorothy herself, Judy Garland.
Uh-huh.
Oh, shit. Now, okay, so we were talking about how good the sound design was. This is, I think, where the sound design was really fucking good. Because they utilize these great props of the these wind chimes and whatnot, but the way they build the tension of the coming storm, it honestly feels like warning bells.
Yeah.
Like you remember in 2012 where you had the Dalai Lama hitting the giant bell to warn of the tsunami. I'm kind of getting the same vibe with this, but better. Because it's a lot more unique. Whoo! Talk about your movie dates gone wrong, man. Especially when your date's car is in a tree around the corner. And she's just shell-shocked. Now that's the other thing that I'm like, wait, how? Upon watching this, how the hell did their caravan not get taken out? whatever the fuck that means. It's near Wichita. It's gonna hit Meg. Oh, Wakita, not Wichita. My mistake. I read that completely wrong. Aunt Meg! We gotta go save Aunt Meg! Not Aunt Meg! Ah, shit. He is fucking map questing right now. I love it. Don't you remember? Do you remember the days before that where you actually had to use maps, kids? Good times, am I right? This shit's too intense. I'm divorcing you over this. Bye-bye. Dude, this is just literally one day of this, and you're just like gonna break up with him over that?
Dude, that line though, this was sooner or later. Oh, we weren't meant to be. Long term, this wasn't gonna work. But I want you to get a divorce. Like, wow.
Like, dude, you were storm chasing with this with your man for one day, and you decide to break up with him?
Yeah,
what a pussy.
But again, that line, this was never going to last. Like, eventually, I'm like, you were making him get a divorce when you already had the mindset in your head that this was not going to last long term.
What the hell? What kind of sexual therapist are you?
Right?
The only fucking therapy that you're giving out is literally getting fucked in the ass, man. I'm glad you walked. And by the way, Helen Hunt is way hotter than you. Talk to your therapist about that.
Wakita.
Oh, hell. Dude, okay, so, yeah, okay, there are the fucking Sparks again, so they're really getting their money's worth again. But, dude, look at this
Sparks are
shit.
an easy effect to use that look cool. It's not ever a
but
bad
they're really,
idea.
they're just really, they're just really going nuts with it. But, oh, this I thought was a great little moment that they had. Like, actually in the script, I'm like, oh, that's actually really good. It's when Joe looks and sees
a family not unlike her own.
It honestly, I'm 99% sure that those are the exact same actors.
They never do show the dad's face, so
yeah, I'm almost positive that's the case. It probably isn't, but either way, that's a really cool little ghostly character moment. But yeah, dude, when you really look at this, like, especially for the wide shots, this shit had to be. This is a set that had to be built and dressed, and you had to have all these extras and all the fire elements, the sparks. Got to have the sparks, very important. See, but all this shit that they had to get. That's
why would
really
Meg,
cool.
I mean, like, she saw the wind. She had to have a shelter to go to.
Well, yeah, she went into her basement, but I think later on she's explained, like, I barely managed to get downstairs. Like, it just happens so fucking fast. But man, look at the set. They had, again, because it's one thing to build a set from the ground up. It's another thing entirely to have a wrecked set.
Yeah.
Because, people are like, oh, well, it's not that hard. You just have to, make a set and then wreck it. I'm like, no, you have to wreck it and make it safe.
Yeah.
And also you have to, have areas for the crew and equipment to actually be able to do their job. Wreck sets are a bitch and a half. And with the amount of damage that they do on this, it's actually really cool to look at. Not the dog. The dog will live.
Dog.
So many sparks. Oh, Jesus. Ah. Oh. This is the one moment in the movie where I'm like, oh my God. But good for her. She's such a good sport about it. She's like, oh no, I'm fine. I don't need I'll drive myself to the hospital. Forget it. I'm fine. Like, I do love her character a lot in this movie. Oh shit! Not the TV! Not the TV!
By
Oh,
the
not the
way, for
doggy!
any of you who have not had a TV fall on you, I can tell you from experience it is
Oh
unpleasant.
my god! Yeah, dude.
And I need an
Those
old tube
TVs.
TV, not one of these newfangled.
Yeah, and the flat screen TVs. You thought those were bad to fall on you. You have not lived until you have had a 50-inch television tube set fall on top of you, man. Shit.
Dude, I still have
Like,
a
look,
beast of a 27-inch old tube TV, which I keep because old gaming is perfect for it.
oh fuck
But
yeah,
like,
dude.
oh my gosh, every time I have to move that thing, I'm just like, oh, please no.
That's a 2-person job minimum.
Oh no, it is
Like, I had
handholds
a
and
big-
I'm huge, so I just manhandle it myself, but it's not fun.
No, those things are a bitch and a half. Get the dog. Dude, the dog needs to live, you guys. The fucking dog needs to live.
You know, honestly, that is a rule I'm becoming more and more happy that they're finally doing away with. Like, the pets and the kids must survive. Like, I'm happy Hollywood's moving away from that. Like, not because I want to see them die, but just like, be realistic here.
Yeah, I do love that line that just passed. Like, forget it. I'll drive myself to the hospital. Honey, you can't. Your car's in a tree around the corner. Oh. Oh shit. Damn. They got her out just in time.
Yeah, but man, all that beef.
I know. All the steak. The glorious steak. Poor baby doggo. That poor dog must have been terrified through that whole ordeal. Because I had a black lab growing up. Poor thing hated storms. He would either go straight down to the basement, or even more hilariously and pathetically, he would actually try to get under my parents' bed, but because he was too big, only his head would fit. And so you would have just a dog with his entire body and head and butt sticking out. And it was so cute, but also so adorable. He hated thunderstorms so much. I miss my dog. For real, though. Yeah, see, so the wind did alert her, just not nearly enough time. It just happened too fast. Oh fuck, an F5. You gotta hunt down those tornadoes like the Moby Dick. That must have been that'd be an interesting prequel to watch a teenage Joe just like on her own trying to just chase storms.
I can't even watch this movie now though without thinking of that picture of the tornado in the background out in the field and the guy just mowing his lawn. It's like, yep, it's like same shit as always here in Oklahoma.
Yep, just another dang old day. Like, what was that meme of like, you know, there's a tornado that's going to hit in California. Everyone take cover. But people in like like either Kansas or Indiana, they're that old black lady just leaning on her knees like, come and get some. Just like. Oh yeah, so this is where they get. Now, this is something that really did bug me. It took them this to get them their idea that they needed to make their sensors more aerodynamically friendly in order to get into the air. You would think they would have had that in the original design.
Right.
Because if you're a meteorologist, you need to have a basic understanding of aerodynamics.
Maybe?
But yeah, I guess whatever. But then again, what do I know? I'm not a scientist. I got like a C on my tornado science experiment in middle school. So
I'm not a
if
scientist,
there are
but
any
I played one in a movie.
Oh, look, more Pepsi. Another drink, people. But this is kind of cool how they managed to use the product placement as a practical means.
I like
and
how
not
they're like,
just,
we need cutters, and they're using freaking scissors. Like,
they're, yeah, although, of course, they do have the right idea of having, like, a shitload of Band-Aids in the background. Because, as you can see, they get cut up real easy. Because, yeah, if you've ever cut up aluminum, it's a bitch and a half.
I do know that. Yes, it will fuck your day up.
Yep, and you can see they got lots of bloody hands on there. They are literally putting their blood, sweat, and tears into their work. Good for them.
Look at that baby.
Damn, that is a fat ass. I do not want that one to. I'm all for big lady stepping on me, but I don't want that lady stepping on me. I don't think I'd be able to make it. Let's load this baby up.
They've been trying to be so careful to an extent. Now they're just like, dump.
Just dump it in. Like, who gives a shit? Maybe it'll malfunction. Maybe it won't. Whatever. Honestly, but then again, like I said, it's movie shit where you want to keep the things fast and exciting, entertaining, and whatnot. So you got to have that.
These sensors are
big,
super
fast
important,
pace.
but we're gonna drill into them and just tap some aluminum on top.
Tie it on top so it'll fly and be more aerodynamically efficient. Woo, doggy. That was a big-ass tornado. I'm actually kind of surprised that they're that close and they're not, like, already being lifted up.
Considering the size of that.
Yeah, exactly. Because I've seen, there's some other shots. I mean, maybe it's the lens or something. Like, it's a lot further away than it actually is or anything. But there are some shots, like the really wide helicopter shots, where they'll have, like, a tiny little car right next to this 1.5 mile wide funnel. And it's just driving by as if it's a perfectly clear day. Which it probably was when they shot the plate, but it's still like, come on. Yeah, okay, so I think this is like the final major tornado, because we only got about half an hour left of the movie. So this is this is it. This is it. All right, eat that motherfucker. Eat Dorothy. Eat her out. Eat her out good. We got it on camera. I'm 90% sure that's some of it. That has to be like some of the original dialogue in the R-rated movie. Because can't you just hear like Dusty like, eat Dorothy out, you bitch. Eat her out good.
No, but you have fun.
Strike. That's a great place to put a bowling pin sound effect. Oh, shit.
I hope you got front wheel drive.
I know, right? Because that tornado just dropped a log. Oh, fuck. Bro, you got to get out and push, man. Get out and push, man. Holy shit. Now this is a great shot here where they just look out and a motherfucking semi comes out of it. Okay, you know what? I'm calling it right now. This is my headcanon. This was produced by Amblin Entertainment, Spielberg's company, right? I think this was an homage to Duel.
To what?
To Duel. I can kind of see that. A killer fucking semi-truck.
So, do you know about the faux pas with the semi-truck?
Oh, yeah, that they, when they turn around here, it falls in front of him and blows up, right?
Yeah, and
But they mistimed it.
They mistimed it and missed that shot. He did not tell the studio they messed it up and just redid it, which cost the film an extra $500,000.
$500,000 shots for $500,000 for about what, 10, maybe 15 seconds of footage.
Yep.
Damn, man. Now this I do love this line coming up here. Yeah, we saw it. A little too close. A little too close. The last Dorothy, the final frontier. Da na 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 na. Jesus Christ. I just really hope this whole area was evacuated, because seriously, can you imagine just like you're waking up in the middle of the farm and you see that giant thing coming towards you? Oh boy. Time to go off-road, bitches. What a dick, dude. Seriously, you're a meteorologist too. Regardless of where you got your funding, you should still listen to a fellow colleague, even if you totally hate his guts. But yeah, it's shots like this where you see the wide shot where that giant funnel is there and the car is just, driving very lightly as if it's like a regular old day. Oh, fuck. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Dude, for real. I'm with this driver guy here, man. And then, of course, this shit. This I thought was really cool. Boom! Oh, dude.
But it's what you wanted.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, as an entertainment, you're right. Like, yeah, but this shit is fucking excessive, because not only does it go through the windshield, killing that one guy.
Yup.
But then this shit happens where it just drops. Boom.
I love all the stunned faces.
Right? I mean, yeah, you did try legit, which sucks and all, but it's whatever. It's the 90s. These 90s movies characters had to die.
Right.
Except for Billy Zane in Titanic, which is weird. You really thought he would have been taken out from the ship, wouldn't he? He's too charismatic to die.
No, I mean, I think it worked better with that particular character of like, oh yeah, he pushed out like a bitch and ate a bullet because of Black Friday.
There you go. Oh shit! Right.
Or was it Black
Left.
Monday? Whatever. The day the stock market crashed.
Yeah. Right. Left. Right. Left. Oh damn. Now that I'm seeing the way that they edit it and how they have the overdub stuff, you can tell that there was a lot more like, holy shits!
Right.
Including this holy shit moment. House Hunters 2020. Woo! I love the teddy bear. Wasn't that done in post too, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I'm pretty I think I remember reading like on IMDb that teddy bear was CGI, but either way, I love that little moment. Also, really great for the sound design. Oh, hell yes. Yeah, I also forgot about the siren sound effect. I forget how distinct that thing was. Man, these guys are really good.
Look how close they are, though, at this point. They should probably get their asses moving.
No kidding, man. Going off road into the corn. Oh, hey, check it out. It's the opening of Interstellar. Interstellar with a tornado. A tornado that is a black hole in and of itself, transponding human travel through space and time. Actually, that sounds like a dope-ass movie. Someone needs to make that.
So, Helen Hunt actually hurt her hand here with the open door corn sequence. And then,
oh, yeah.
And then subsequent shots when they were doing it, they had to actually rig the car to have the door forcibly stay open.
Yeah, I believe it, because, man, like, this is... you think, these kinds of stunts are simple, but they are so not.
No.
No stunt is really ever simple. Even something is, just like, falling and tucking and rolling. It's never really that simple. Go, bitch. Go, bitch. Go.
And even that looks like sparks.
And for all the Pepsi shit that we saw here, I'm kind of amazed that it didn't form the Pepsi logo right here. Or just the words, buy Pepsi, drink Pepsi. Like, I'm kind of amazed they just didn't straight up do that. Now kiss! But they still have the subliminal imagery here with the red and blues here.
Right.
And the swirls and whatnot. So much subliminal stuff. It's actually kind of funny how they don't... this is how you do product placement, you guys. Either use it where it's like a pun. So, like, like the Red Robin wedding from South Park or whatever. Or just, like, use subliminal imagery that is basically the logo. That's actually really clever. I can't really think of any other movies that do that.
How are they going to get out? They gave up the car. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. They're out of contact.
And again, where are you going to run from a mile-wide tornado?
Yeah, this is the part where it's like, fuck logic, this is Hollywood now.
Oh, yeah. The ending of this movie is just like, we are going to fully make you suspend any disbelief you might have, because there is no way you can possibly believe this.
No. Because, honestly, it's just like, really, what I mean, how the hell are we going to end this? Do we really want to end the movie where these two just get taken up into a tornado and they, like, just kiss before getting ripped apart? Actually, that does sound like an amazing alternative ending to this movie. Oh, no, not the horses. Goodbye, horses.
Well, they probably are going to be flying over them.
Probably, if they don't get out of there in time. Because if these schmucks can outrun a tornado, I'm sure those horses can. Holy shit, that was cool.
I always love this moment. It's just like, oh.
With all the sighs and the reapers, and they're like, oh my god, who are these people? We are not staying in here. We are going to get shredded like fucking cheese on a taco. Although this effect shot is really cool.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, with where they are, how are they not already sucked in there? I
know, right? However, again, it does make for some really cool effect shots. Because, again, for like 1995, 1996, effect shots like that, not half bad.
Oh, no, not at all.
Especially this whole thing right here where the stable just upturns. That's fucking cool. Woo, duck!
They were almost reaped.
Almost. Oh, Jesus. They almost... Man, just... Can we have one decapitation in this movie? Like,
Decapitation.
one really It'd be really fun if they just had one really cool graphic decapitation.
Yes, because an above ground building is going to help you right now.
I know, right? Also, how is that thing not, like, locked? Oh, and of course... Oh, yeah, sure. Now it's locked. Like it'll do anything anyway. We're just going to use some leather belts.
All I could think of with this is just like, this is where you lose limbs.
Pretty much, yeah. For an F5, an F5 is going literally... The winds are literally like 300 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So to be like right in the naystay of it, you're gonna lose. They should have been. You know what?
Would have been
a much. They should have been ripped in half. Although you're right, but if they're okay, so we're already stretching our logic. But you know what would have been an amazing way to end the movie? If they were just naked by the end of it and started having sex. Like all their clothes got ripped off and they're just like, fuck it, we're just gonna fuck in this debris mud pile. And all their friends come in and they're like cheering them on, just like they did at the end of Speed.
And with everything in the tornado, like, how is something not impaling them, killing them? Like,
I know,
just
right?
ripping them apart.
Well, right now they're in the eye of the tornado, right? So it should be like a light breeze here, you know? Because when you're in the eye of the tornado, it's supposed to be a really light breeze until it like passes over again. So this shit is implausible anyway. It just looks cool,
right.
You know? Because again, this was, you know, the time when we're like, the science is still kind of up there. But so I guess they're allowed to get away with it. But yeah, but now that I've seen King of the Hill, I'm like, dude, this would have been an amazing alternate way to end it. If they just were like completely fucking naked at the end of it, and they just started going at it, and their friends come in like, I guess you're not getting divorced. Right on. We're just gonna watch. Whoo-wee. What a storm. Thank God they had that underground shelter. And that the dad wasn't stupid enough to just try to hold the door himself. I'm sorry, that was just a really dumb moment on Joe's dad part. We're good. Like, even her fucking headset is still on. That should have been gone. Yeah, the producers didn't want to take the house. Apparently that was like a historical house, and they're like, let's not destroy that. Just fucking kiss already. We've been waiting 90 minutes we've been waiting 100 minutes for this shit. Like, we know these two are going to get together from like frame 1. I don't got to do shit, man. Shut up and kiss already. You two are made for each other. It's the extreme! There it is. Finally, Jesus. But yeah, I think a Storm Chaser orgy, post tornado Storm Chaser orgy would have been an amazing way to end this.
Don't
you think?
I mean, the male and the female male ratio of their crew would have made that pretty awkward.
I don't know. I think that would have made it just as funny. Holy shit. Look at that debris field, man. They really dressed up their sets for these wide shots, man.
Yep.
And they really rocked their helicopter shots, man. It's awesome. So, yeah, that was Twister, and literally 25 years this year. How does it hold up for you, sir?
I mean, it holds up well in as much as it's really entertaining, which is what it's supposed to be.
Wow.
Like this
Dude,
is
I forgot.
It really is a popcorn movie, you know, and it works that way.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the path that they created. Dude, they had to actually make that practically. That's nuts. Wow. Yeah, because, this was like one of my go-to VHS movies that I would pop in back in the day. So, I grew up a lot with this movie, and it's been several years since I've watched it since, but yeah, man, this is actually a lot better than I remembered for some reason. It's not as great in some areas and whatnot, like some of the CG shots, and of course, like I said, the focus on the melodrama is not doing it for me.
Right.
But all the other elements, like the elements that I sort of forgot, like the side characters and the little tiny moments, and the sound design, that shit is aged phenomenally well. So yeah, honestly, this is actually kind of weirdly gotten better for me. Although then again, maybe it's just because I've got my nostalgia goggles on for a movie like this. But
it happens.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm curious as to what everyone else out there is thinking of this movie, because especially this is 25 years down the line.
Yeah, it's
must hydrate.
It's been a long. I mean, it's weird to think 25 years. Wow.
I'm old. I'm just really sad now that the fact that they're like, yeah, we're kind of kicking around the idea of doing a remake or a reboot or whatever they want to call it. I'm just a little sad that Bill Paxton's no longer around to give like a really cool little cameo or something. Because that would have been fun, like. I know when The Mummy was released with Tom Cruise, and it was god awful and shit. But a lot of people, like, the thing that people most complained about was like, dude, they couldn't fucking give Brendan Fraser a cool little cameo in this movie, like not once. Fuck those guys.
But I don't know if that was because of them or because of Brendan Fraser. I mean, Brendan Fraser only recently has really re-entered.
That's true.
The industry, so.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, because wasn't he in like a abusive relationship for a while?
Yeah, he had a really tumultuous relationship, and I know there was a lot going on with, the ending of that and getting, himself straight and all that kind of stuff. So, he seems to, from everything I've seen, he seems to be doing much better in life, and I'm glad.
Yeah,
obviously you're glad for it. You always want to see people kind of bounce back, but
oh, absolutely. I hear he's also a real sweetheart in real life too.
Yeah, so but it's also, I understand what Universal was hoping to do. They just didn't do it well.
Yeah, for real. Oh, they tried to make the Dark Universe happen so way too hard and way too soon. But yeah, it's crazy. And it's also really sad that, like, two out of the... check it out. Kubrick and Stanley. So there's a lot of little Shining references in this movie.
Yeah.
So, like it's so fucking tragic that, like, two out of the three most entertaining people in this movie are dead now.
Yeah.
That fucking blows, because I want nothing more. I really wish that this movie was about Dusty Davis, Philip Seymour Hoffman's character, because I could watch him all day long in this movie. He is the show stealer.
Oh yeah,
in this movie.
I mean, and it almost seems like, and I have to wonder, since they toned it down to go from R to PG-13, if there is stuff of his that they're just like, we wanted to do this, Like, there were more lines of
just...
his, but we had to cut them because you can't let him be that explicit now that it's PG-13.
Fucking release the R-rated cut, John DeBont. Look, I know, because I've seen your credits. You haven't done really anything since 2012, and I respect a man in retirement, but fucking release this shit. I want to watch that. I will pay money. I am broke, and I will pay money to see the R-rated cut of Twister. And if there's anyone out there who agrees with me, start this hashtag, release the R-rated Twister cut. Because I will fucking watch that shit. But yeah, right here, we got all these Oklahoma City credits, because all this shit was shot in Oklahoma. And of course, this also has a really good soundtrack, am I right? Like, and of course, it's mostly because of Philip Seymour Hoffman's character. He just constantly blasting like Deep Purple and Van Halen and oh god, who else is in here? What we got? Yeah, there's the Deep Purple song, Goo Goo Dolls. I think Belly is also in this. Broken. And of course, oh man, seriously though, Van Halen, so fun. 2020 can suck a dick. But yeah, so. That was Twister, man. And, let us. I really want to know what all you cats out there listening to it, especially if you grew up in the '90s, like we did. I want to know what your thoughts and feelings and memories about this movie was, because 25 years later, man, it's still an entertaining movie. Because I mean, we didn't make it; we just watched it. I don't know if there's any other final thoughts you want to share.
No, I mean, I think it holds up as very entertaining. I don't know that it's ever going to be necessarily like a go-to movie for me for any specific situations, but it's definitely
Probably
a movie
not.
where if anyone's like, hey, you want to watch Twister? I'll probably be like, yeah, sure. Like, I don't... No
Fuck yeah,
objections.
dude.
Why not?
Fuck yeah, dude. It's always a good day when you watch Twister, man. But yeah, it's still really cool. And let's be honest, it's still probably the best tornado movie out there, besides, Wizard of Oz, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't even know that you would call Wizard of Oz or tornado movie. It's got like a tornado.
Yeah, that's the only reason it's super iconic, because it's kind of the rabbit hole that Dorothy tumbles down into Oz.
Yeah, I mean,
but
for sure.
Even so,
I don't think
I guess,
I don't know. If somebody's like, hey, the tornado movie, and they've seen both Twister and Wizard of Oz, they're gonna be like, Twister?
Yeah, for real. Honestly, you know what? I guess it just comes down to the fact that there aren't enough tornado movies. We need to have more tornado movies, you guys. Give me more.
Do we?
Let's have.
Do we?
Yeah, that's probably that's probably true, because there's probably a shitload of them on. Oh wait, no. Because I was about to say there's probably a shitload of them on Sci-Fi and whatnot, but I'm like, dude, we're forgetting like one of the other major ones, Sharknado.
I don't know if the word major is what we want there, or lamentable.
I don't know. Like when you're with a bunch of drunken friends and you got like your giant thing, a couple large pizzas and some weed, Sharknado's actually a good time. You have watched.
Sir, that is the time for Gummo.
There you go. Oh yeah. Well, man, you have some really out there tastes. I tell you what. I guess that's exactly why I have you on the show. This is why I have Sean on the show, you guys, because he's the weird guy with all the fucking underground tastes and shit.
Hey, as someone who's been to Xenia, Ohio, can confirm.
Fuck yeah, dude. So I guess we kind of can wrap this episode up. We're going to be closing off Disaster Month with one more from Roland Emmerich. And granted, there are tornadoes in it. Lots of tornadoes at once. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a tornado orgy, man. It's going to be fucking sweet. Followed by a really crazy snowstorm. And if you can't figure it out by now, then, dude, what are you even doing here? For real. So I guess we'll see you the day after tomorrow on the next episode of Contract, where you'll never have to watch a movie alone again. I've been Tim.
I've been Sean.
And we'll see you next time. Peace.